Hey, what's up? What's going on? Whoever's listening, um, if you're still subscribed to this YouTube, I want to thank you. I want to, say what up. My boy says, I haven't been posting any videos, therefore, like the subscribers been falling off. And I mean, I'm not gonna front. Like, yeah, I haven't been posting videos, but your boy has been working. Um, I've been MIA for years, months, weeks. I haven't really been, choosing this channel to post with, but don't ever think, like I left you guys. Like, I'm still here. I'm still, talking the same shit, just on a different channel sometimes. I've recently, found a way to see if, everything's going to go as planned, and nothing's going to go as planned. So all I can say is, look, I'm going to discuss a couple of things with you in this video. Hopefully, we can cover the future of this YouTube, because I've been on YouTube now for years, like a lot of years, since 2007. It was 7 7, so '07 when I came on YouTube. So I've been there and nowhere else. I've always posted on YouTube because YouTube, Google as a company is just beautiful. Whether you believe it or not. I know they're facing a lot of scrutiny due to some of the deals they're trying to get, but hey, it's gonna be around. It's the new media. It's new, form of entertainment. So today, I just want to cover a few things. Speaking things into existence, as a bee that I was missing. Um, Sometimes you get um, a life which you can just and I assure you, whoever's listening to this, please, implore your kids to write down their thoughts and carry a journal with you. Somewhat, just have a journal, write your thoughts down sometimes, and just save them. That it is just beautiful. I'm telling you, because after a few years, you start to see things different. You start to see how things play out. That's where speaking things into existence comes into play. So me as a child, I was like 14, 14, 15, I kept writing in my journal. I had this book my mom's had brought me from Barbados. Well, I I lived in Barbados throughout my childhood, and I would go back, boom, because I felt more comfortable because I miss my friends, I miss everybody. But I grew up, I got a bit older, and then I started to assimilate more with New York culture, New York, basically everything when it comes to New York. All right, so like I feel like like I lost a piece of me got lost. But sometimes your heart, it tells you what it needs and what it wants. And sometimes you gotta just trust that everything's gonna be all right, and don't worry about what I mean, the small things. As long as the big things is all right, everything's gonna be good. But um, yeah. So I journaled down, and I remember this vividly because it's something that lives with me and haunts me until today, and I will always look for it. I wrote down, I want a home entertainment system. I want a computer, a TV. I want this, and I want that. As a kid coming up, like shit that I knew I wanted to get, and I did the math. I always, found out the cost of things. I always, like I've always been diligent about, how I store, um, memories, how I store things. So every piece of little entertainment or whatever I have, like every camera, every like monitor, every computer, everything I have, like I have it written down, like how much it costs, how much is this, how much is that. I'm always checking numbers. So I said to myself, look, I want to, start a business. I want to do this. I want to do that. So I found myself, learning, a bit about what do you call it? How to I don't even know. You gotta credits and debits. Like I learned how to do that. If you know, you know. I'm not gonna dive into that because that's not the reason why we're here. So back to the notepad. I had written everything down, everything I knew I wanted, everything at that time. I had written stuff down, and for some reason, throughout my whole life, that's all I ever wanted. I didn't want anything else. I never wanted no more. I never wanted no less. And I found myself like, wow, like that's something that stuck with me throughout my whole life. Like I've never wanted anything more or anything less. I said, oh, I would get a car. I got a couple of cars, and I said I would what was it? I said I would get a TV. I got one. I've only bought one TV in my lifetime. One TV in my lifetime, and it still works. And that was what 4 years ago. 4 years ago, yeah, I bought one TV in my lifetime, and I'm okay. Tell me how many monitors I bought in my lifetime. You be like, damn, nigga, like shit. But sometimes, you speak things into existence. Like, I'm not a person that values like jewelry or gold or anything like that because I know certainly that, you know, it's gonna have to like it. Honest with you, I don't even think it feels good sometimes. Having on like rings and stuff like that because it just it just gets a little bulky sometimes. But that's how I feel. Other people feel differently. People, will sit there and say, um, well, I want this because it looks good because of that. And then once you get it, it's like, yeah, I could have used my money for something else. So it's a base sometimes just getting all of this stuff. And I found myself too, like, so I'm in the process of making a move and, you know, um, being honest with you, I'm shipping all my shit back and like I'm leaving New York for a while. Like I got to, and it's not just for financial reasons, but it's more like just to clear my mind. I found myself sleeping way better when I'm back home than I am in New York, and it doesn't bother me, bro. Like I feel comfortable, bro. I feel like I can walk outside and to have not security or safety because I'm straight, but it's just like to have a good night's rest, because I don't know, it's like I live better. I tend to lose weight when I'm back home because like there's more things to do to me in Barbados than there is in New York now. Um, I I live in New York. I know New York. I grew up in New York. I got locked up in New York. I came home in New York. I went to jail. Bro, New York has taught me so many lessons that a lot of people will never know, bro. I'm the only person who experienced it, and it's okay, like how shit works in New York, like how a woman will say one thing and tell you another, and it's just like I understand how people work in New York. I know how people work in New York. I've lived New York. I have nothing against New York. I love New York. New York is, like my home. But I want to go back home. I need to go back home. But it's just like even as a child, I said I wanted to have, some kids. I had 2 kids. Boom, I wanted to do this, I want to do that. I got this and I got that. Like my what is it? When I got my GED, I'm being honest with you now. Like when I got my GED, I wrote that before I even finished high school. Like I knew like classes wasn't for me, and I just did my GED, But it's like I knew from jump what I wanted, and I find myself more, you know, um, like legible or rememberable towards the me just writing stuff in my notepad. And it was a book. It was like a small ledger which I got from there was this pharmacy around the corner from us. I bought that ledger from there, and I brought it home and I started writing and writing, and I was like, yo, all right, cool, boom. And eventually, like, this shit just came through. That's all I ever wanted. I don't want any more. I don't I don't want a big house. I don't want no thing. I'm good. I'm comfortable in my life, you know. But things sometimes, they go astray, and you gotta come back and find yourself. You gotta find your own self peace. So that's like basically, speaking things into existence. And it's supposed to say my life as a man, my life working in America as a man. But just like working in New York is not for everyone. And if we just being honest, like I found it for myself, like just to be not for me anymore, because I pay so much money in taxes, bro. In taxes. Um, we speaking facts. Like I'm just like everybody else, bro. Like I get like probably like overtime. Probably get like I don't even know, like six, probably like six overtime, something like that. Maybe 625 overtime. But I'm not nah mm. I'm not, because I don't want to be at these people's job. I don't want to be, what I mean? I don't even want to be seen too much. I just want to come now, get my money, and go home. Get my money and go home. That's it. Because it's like a lot of drama at the workplace, and then me being the fact, like I know how to do my job. I got demoted. I was like, okay, cool, boom. I I couldn't say anything, and then people just started treating me different, and I was like, oh wow, like so it's just things that I've been holding back, from getting out, that I chose to, hold in. Chose to keep to myself rather than explode. I just rather keep it to myself. And right now, I guess this is a process of venting for me. So I got to get this shit out. But um, yeah, my life now as a working man is just like, you know, um, big shout outs to my coworkers too. I respect all of you guys, whether you believe it or not. Uh, if we've ever been on Instagram, like, trust me, I respect you. It ain't never no hate, ain't no nothing. I am I am glad, because that's how you came up. You enjoyed, traveling. You might enjoy, going and seeing places and doing this and doing that. We work honestly, we work at the airport, bro. Work at the airport. We work for these companies. We work for your major airlines. We work everywhere, bro. We're all connected, whether you know it or not. We all know each other, and we can tell. We all have histories, whether you've been on the ground team, or you've been up top in the cabin. Like, I've been in both positions, so I can tell you from both both perspectives. I've tried a little bit of this. I've tried a little bit of that. And I'm just being honest with you. Like, I'm really getting tired of trying. I gotta set my feet down, and this is not the place for me right now. Like, I don't feel, like there's much to gain from me working in the industries which I'm at right now. So I'm just gonna go back to what I wrote down in that book, and it just tells me, yo, you got to move on. You gotta start your own studio. You gotta start your own business. So I'm like, all right, let me give that a shot. Let me see how that goes. It's gonna cost me, a pretty penny. I got bills, you know what I mean? Like, Capital One want day money. I'm like, bruh, you gonna get paid when you get paid, all right? But we working out a little schedule for them, because I noticed, like, looking back at my credit card, and I'm peeping the interest and everything, and I'm like, wow, this is how much money they're making off of me, and this is how much money I've actually paid them to all keep it the same. So I'm like, oh wow, wow. I just dove right into that, and I read a little bit more and then a bit more, and I'm like, oh wow, like, I need to pay these guys off. because I'm paying them, and I've paid them so much money for the same thing, but because of the interest, they just kept adding up and adding up and adding up. So we'll be taking care of that. All right. Now, let me dive into some greed and the love of money. I honestly, I honestly um, learned a lesson, and I need a second chance, I would say. But through that second chance, I have to try something on my own first in order to build up enough capital to actually invest in it. So me, I felt like, I haven't been pretty honest with you guys. Like, your boy, like, during, like, I said, like, the year 2021, 2022, like, your boy was making money, honestly, in the market, the stock market. Your boy's making money. And then, like, all of a sudden, like, the whole trading shit just, like, fells to shit. And now, like, I understand now how the market works, and the things that, affects the market, and how it moves. I'm sitting here with a little capital to invest in some big moves which I can see happening. But I then, I'm tired. I've grown tired of, having to work for money, so per se. Like, I'm just being honest with you. Like, my back, like, I found myself, like, not sleeping well because my back it freezes up, or it gets up. It's hard, it hurts. And I've never felt that way when I'm in Barbados. So that's something like, wow, why is my back hurting? That's why I need to, um find myself at a better place, like a better place to rest. And I don't I don't mean to be disrespectful, but at a certain point, you got to say, look, I can't do it anymore, so let me sit back and just, you know, relax for a while, use whatever funds I have, because it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. You know, it honestly doesn't matter. All I need is just enough money to, leave something for my kids, and just, live comfortably. And after that, it doesn't matter. So I see I can live comfortably somewhere else for a lot less. Therefore, that's the move. For the love of money now. Like I was saying back, I made enough capital. And I was like, oh wow, like it is this easy. I'm telling you, you can make over $10,000. With the right amount of money invested, you can just make $10,000 off the right amount of money invested. Um, I was shocked. You know, I was trading options left and right. Boom. I made about $10,000 in on a Friday. I was really shocked, and I was like, oh my gosh, like wow, what the. So I made some money. I was like, oh wow, damn. So that I started making money and making money and making money, and now I'm a little apprehensive of jumping back into the market now. So that's something, I became greedy, and I lost um practically, I say, like down to like 3% of what I have now. 3%, bro. 3% out of 100. I lost so much money in the market. But you live, you learn, you move on. All right. Nothing's gonna be the same. So try it again. Let's do something else. Um, Another thing too I want to talk about is how God works. You ask for lemons and He gives you limes. And I'm being honest with you, like, have you ever worked outside, right? And I'm speaking. This is for people who didn't really, grow up down here. This is probably for, like, people who travel. You understand, like, how the world is outside of the United States. All right. So how God works is like you sit there, you pray, you like, oh God, please, I beg you, please provide me with the nourishment for tomorrow. I'm grateful and I'm thankful for, the fact that, you are my God and you are the only God there is. Therefore, I gotta give of myself. And that's something honestly I haven't been doing. But you sit there, you pray, and you say, look, I want to do this, I want to do that, and he's not gonna he's not gonna give you the lemons you asked for. He's not gonna give you that. But I can tell you this: when you worked in the Caribbean, in the heat of the Caribbean, because they say it's hot in New York, but when you on a hill, right, and the window is open and there's no wind coming in, and the house is just hot, like your bed is hot, like the heat is just hot, it's humid. I'm telling you this from my own personal experience. Last year, it was really hot, where you have to shower twice. But when it's really hot, no air is coming in, like there's no air blowing. So you gotta work with what you got. You gotta go outside and sit on your steps. Most of the time, people didn't know that. People, you know what I mean? People doing their own thing. But when he gives you limes, bro, you make lemonade or you make limeade, whatever it is. When he gives you something, you work with it, bro. Rather than, I had to learn. I had to learn this shit that way, bro. That's all I can say. That's how I had to learn it, and I apologize, but that's how I had to learn it. You know, um, you ask, you sit there, and you ask, like, Lord, um, please provide me with this, and please provide me with that, and if you're passionate in your thoughts and your thinking, and you're disciplined enough to your own mental, you tend to get these things, whatever you ask for. So you gotta be, you gotta ask, you gotta want more, you gotta ask more for yourself. And it's not something that I have been doing recently. I haven't been asking for much of anything. I've just been working and working. Like I said, I've been working and working, and I haven't been, pursuing what I wanted to pursue. I put that aside to make sure, my kids were straight. Make sure, I have no problems within my family. Make sure, I understand, like, I got to pay this bill. I got that bill to pay. This is coming up, like gym clothes. I got to pick my daughter up from school. I got to do things. There's things I have to do. There's a key role for me in this life and in this society. But I myself found myself having to step back, because if I don't step back now, I'm just going to be a robot. I'm just going to be like everybody else on these streets. I don't want to be that. I gotta find my own. So that's where we at right now. I I apologize for my misspelling of most of these words, but I'm working off a PC which is pretty much, a little older, and it's a little slower. So I'm typing and I'm double typing, and I'm like, all right, just let me get what I gotta say out. All right. Now, what I have been what I have been doing recently, and I say this over like the past almost like the past year. I've been listening to this audio book. If we being honest, I listen to the Bible as much or as often as, I need to be taught a lesson. I find it more honest and open, and I can say of my own abolition that sometimes, it solves my soul. Like, I feel at peace knowing that, that there's a way at some point, there's got to be a way for me to make it into his heaven, make it into, the kingdom of God. Um, just to witness, or at least to catch a glimpse or a linen of his cloth. That would be enough for me. I'm not I'm not one of these persons like, I need a big car, I need this or I need that. That's why you see me, bro. You see me, I found myself like never wanting to like be stuck in one place too long. I want to be able to pick up and move at any point. I've never been felt like, I need to leave or I need to do it. No, I miss my home, man. You know, I miss the goats under the cellar. I miss all of that, man. Like it's crazy, but I miss it. I miss my family. I miss people around me. I miss, just being able to walk outside, right, and being able to say, "Hey, what's up? What's going on?" And people just saying, "Good night, good morning, good night, good morning, good night, good morning." Boom. If I get stuck in town, I'm like, "Yo, look, man, I ain't got money on me." Boom. All right, go ahead, go. Just like, come on. Like I know in New York, niggas just don't care. They just walk on bus. You know what I'm saying? But I just want to be, I just want to be home, man. I just want to relax. I want to be able to say to myself, look, I feel like, what I mean, doing this today. Let me do this. Let me do that. Um, Let me go out here. Let me do this. Let me do that. And whatever will be, will be. I'm not really checking for much of anybody or anything. But if anything should slide my way, shit, I see what's popping. But yeah, that like the Bible has taught me a lot. you know, the Bible has taught me so much. Like, but you gotta start putting things into motion, and that's what I'm trying to do here. So if you catch this video, please, listen to it, man, because um, listen to it because I'm trying to speak something into existence without speaking it into existence as yet. I know it's gonna cost me, and I gotta make a simple choice of um, like losing everything I have, losing everything which I have now, giving up everything that I have now, better said, and starting from scratch. That's where I'm at right now. Anyways, I'll holler at y'all later. Stay safe, stay blessed, and I'll talk to y'all soon.